Got no time for a new fate. Any moment they'll replace me. Should have tried to get to know you. I've been working on my timing. Insecurity beside me, but your taste is so inviting. Should have tried to get to know you. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Mama, it's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. Mama, it's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Mama, it's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. See, I've been working on a jailbreak. Got no time for a mistake. Any moment till the day breaks. No more time to get to know you. I've been working on a jailbreak. Keep it calm with the fast pace. Any moment till the day breaks. No more time to get to know you. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream. working on my timing. Insecurity beside me, but your taste is so inviting. Should have tried to get to know you. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Mama, it's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. Mama, it's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Mama, it's a jailbreak. It's a jailbreak. See, I've been working on a jailbreak. Got no time for a mistake. Any moment till the day breaks. No more time to get to know you. I've been working on a jailbreak. Keep it calm with the fast pace. Any moment till the day breaks. No more time to get to know you. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream, and I don't think I'm gonna wake up. See, I've been working on a jailbreak. Got no time for a new fate. Any moment they'll replace me. Should have tried to get to know you. I've been working on my timing. Insecurity beside me, but your taste is so inviting. Should have tried to get to know you. a jailbreak. Got no time for a mistake. Any moment till the day breaks. No more time to get to know you. I've been working on a jailbreak. Keep it calm with the fast pace. Any moment till the day breaks. No more time to get to know you. Now I'm living in a dream. Now I'm living in a dream.
Bienvenue au code Fiscalité. S'il vous plaît, veuillez éteindre le son de vos appareils électroniques. Désirez-vous que j'effectue la lecture des consignes en anglais ou en français?
En anglais.
Each team has 20 minutes to present its case to the judges. I will show a board for the 10, 5, last 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the presentation. During the last 10 seconds of the speech, I will indicate by means of my 2 hands of remaining seconds. A team not having ended its presentation after 20 minutes will be stopped to move on to the period of questions. A period of questions of a maximal duration of 5 minutes is assigned to the jury at the end of the presentation. I would like to remind to the jury that it's mandatory to ask at least one question during this period. I will invite the judges to introduce themselves and then the team can begin. If the judges can introduce themselves.
Je suis désolé, on va commencer par Jean Baquin,
Marc-Antoine, je suis directeur régional au groupe de gestion du CFA.
Benjamin Lompré, fiscaliste chez Dominique. Pierre-Luc Lafontaine, je suis comptable.
Donc, comme une fenêtre peut vous permettre de voir loin, présentement, vous avez une opportunité qui vous permet de voir loin dans votre futur et d'assurer le futur non seulement de vous, mais aussi de votre famille. Donc, présentement, on va regarder aussi pour ouvrir une porte vers qu'est-ce qui s'en vient. Donc, bonjour, Madame Grégoire. Aujourd'hui, on va vous présenter le plan pour le futur de votre famille. Et on est dernier associé. Je vous présente mes collègues, Daniel, Anastasia et moi-même, Alexandra. Et on va regarder avec vous, suite à notre discussion téléphonique, qu'est-ce qui en est ressorti et notre plan pour votre futur avec Porte et Fenêtre McShane. Donc, le mandat. Alors, on a dégagé un mandat suite à notre discussion. On a quelques composantes. Donc, les points principaux qu'on a amenés, c'est bien sûr l'achat de Porte et Fenêtre McShane. Par la suite aussi, la planification fiscale future. Donc, que ce soit pour vous personnellement, Mme Grégoire, ou pour l'entreprise en général, on veut vraiment assurer que le futur fiscal pour vous et l'entreprise soit assuré. Et on s'est sorti quelques thèmes. Donc, les ronds, c'est nos termes. Minimiser l'impact fiscal, puis aussi optimiser les lois de l'impôt et les flux monétaires. Donc, on veut s'assurer que votre compagnie ait le maximum d'argent en tout temps, puis aussi que vous payez le minimum d'impôts. Alors, notre agenda. Bien sûr, le premier point, c'est le nerf de la guerre. On parle de l'achat de PFM. Par la suite, on va réviser la structure corporative. Alors, comment exactement que votre entreprise va être structurée, comment ça va ressembler présentement. Aussi la planification personnelle, donc pour vous, Mme Grégoire, donc pour Jessie. Par la suite, la même chose pour l'entreprise, donc la fiscalité de l'entreprise. Donc, je vais passer à ma collègue Anastasia qui va commencer l'achat.
All right, so first we're going to discuss some options on how you can acquire the shares or acquire the company PFM from the owner. So there are certain facts to consider. So the first thing is the high value of the firm. So we've calculated an estimated fair market value of these shares from the fair market value of the assets and liabilities, and it is incrementally higher than the current funds that you do have available from yourself as well as your mother. So that is a very important fact to consider. The second thing, which then leads to the high value, is the lack of funds. So the inability to be able to purchase that high value of these shares from the assets and liabilities currently present. Another fact is financing. So whether you have other financing opportunities beyond your mother helping you out in your personal financial situation, these are things to consider and that we require more information on. And finally, the involvement of Mr. McShane. So depending on his cooperation and involvement with this process, it can lead us to different options on how you can acquire these shares or the assets from the company. So what we're going to look at now is the current value. So we've taken the fair market value of the assets and we've subtracted out the liabilities, giving us an approximate fair market value of the shares of close to $13 million. You did say that you wanted to purchase approximately 90% because Mr. McShane explicitly said that he would like to have that 10% to maintain or to have some sort of control with the company and maintain involvement with the company. Therefore, leading to 90% value of the shares is above $11.5 million. So this is a large value and is something we really need to consider when we are financing this purchase. So now we have some different options. So we can do a straight purchase of shares. So we'll purchase 90% of the shares for that approximately $11.5 million, and it may go up higher. So there are advantages and disadvantages to both. The one main disadvantage is the fact that it is extremely large sale price, and you currently do not have the funds available for that. An advantage is that it would be very simple and it would be very flexible. So it would be a very simple purchase. You would purchase 90% of the shares from Mr. McShane, and it provides you with flexibility on what you choose to do with the shares, as well as flexibility with working with Mr. McShane. The next option is to take out a loan to be able to purchase these shares. Or you would do a loan plan with Mr. McShane for the purchase of these shares. There would again be interest on this, and you would require potentially collateral to be able to put up for this loan price, and it would be a significantly large loan. So the third option would be to potentially buy the assets. So instead of purchasing through shares, you would purchase through assets. So again, the disadvantages and advantages, it is very high value. So if you look at just the fair market value of the assets they do have, it is again approximately $13 million. So it is very significant, and there is a disadvantage is that potentially Mr. McShane will not have any part in this new company through the purchase of the assets. And he did say that he wanted to maintain control, and that's why he wanted to maintain that 10%. So therefore, our final option is to introduce an estate freeze first on Mr. McShane's part, and then proceed with the issuance of common shares and acquiring shares in that manner. So again, it is expensive because you will have to purchase these common shares after the estate freeze. It is more complex and it requires cooperation from Mr. McShane to proceed with this, but we believe that it provides both many benefits for you, Jesse, as well as Mr. McShane for maintaining that fair market value, as well as the purchase of the future growth of the company. So before we continue with the estate freeze, there again, just to focus on certain things. So we've looked at the funds that your mother can provide. So she did have a capital dividend account, so that's essentially dividends that she can pay out to herself on a tax-free basis. As well as she did have a GRIP balance, which is the eligibility for eligible dividends to be distributed. One thing to note though is that she is partnered with Danny Moore, so therefore this isn't all entitled to herself. She does have to split this. We do not know how evenly it is split, but it is something to consider, therefore showing that clearly she does not have the personal funds to finance the entire project. Again, personal funds, so we looked at your current personal situation. You could remortgage your property, so for around $230,000. We did see your investments, they are currently at a loss, so that wouldn't really provide much investment or much financing for this purchase. So therefore, your financing is really not there to be able to just straight up purchase the shares. So if we continue now, we'll show you how this estate freeze really will be completed. And what we're going to do is the goal is to essentially guarantee the current value. So when completing this estate freeze, we are guaranteeing Mr. McShane that he will maintain that fair market value that the company currently has, and that will be awarded to him through the preferred shares in this estate freeze. So what are the main goals of this is that he will maintain that fair market value and he won't receive a lump sum payment. So if you were to purchase the shares outright, he would be taxed extremely heavily in this 1 year. So we believe that by putting that value into the preferred shares, he can complete a redemption plan and therefore slowly be taxed as he chooses to redeem his preferred shares. In addition, he will still be able to maintain control through his preferred shares and potential common share issuance. Again, it is a lower buying cost, so we'll elect a different value for these common shares that will be issued after the estate freeze. And since it will be for the future growth of the organization, these costs will not include the current growth or value that the firm currently has, because you are only purchasing the future growth of the organization. So now I'll pass it on to Alex, who will explain more of the structure and how we actually plan to successfully implement this estate freeze.
Donc, présentement, si on regarde le gel successoral, en fond, l'option du gel successoral, on a la compagnie qu'on a là à environ 3 millions de dollars qu'on l'a estimé. Par la suite, là, on a M. McShane qui détient toutes les actions de catégorie A. Nous, qu'est-ce qu'on veut faire? C'est seulement échanger les actions de catégorie A pour des actions privilégiées. Donc, avec ça, on va être capable de développer le plan qu'Anastasia a parlé pour le rachat des actions privilégiées. Il va quand même avoir un certain part d'entreprise, ce qu'il désirait. Donc, comment on va introduire Jessie là-dedans? Eh bien, on va y introduire, on va revenir sur ça tantôt, mais une compagnie de gestion, donc là, on l'a appelée Gestion Jessie. Vu qu'il voulait avoir une participation active, on s'est dit qu'on va lui donner, il va acheter, si on veut, 10% des actions de catégorie, on les appelle catégorie B. Et puis, elle va avoir 90% des actions de catégorie B. Donc, avec ça, Gestion Jessie va détenir la valeur future de l'entreprise. Donc, avec tout ça, c'est un peu comment on voudrait structurer le gel successoral, comment on va faire participer M. McShane, quelque chose qu'il voulait, c'était dans nos faits à considérer au tout début, et puis aussi qu'on va réussir à intégrer Jessie en ayant une valeur un petit peu plus, pas un petit peu, mais moindre que si on aurait acheté les actes, juste 90% de la valeur marchande des actions. Avec ça aussi, on est capable de mettre une valeur qui soit significative, mais peut-être moins que 13 millions.
All right, so the next thing we want to consider, and this is a major consideration for Mr. For your boss, the big thing is the lifetime capital gains exemption. So the thing is, we weren't given the information whether or not he still has his $800,000 capital gains exemption available. But this would result in approximately $200,000 in tax savings because it would be exempt from $800,000 capital gains, which you get taxed at 50%, and then the marginal rate of tax would be 50%. So one big thing we want to do is discover if they are eligible for the lifetime capital gains exemption. So we're going to check to see if it is a qualified small business corporation. So the two criteria for a QSBC is 90% of the fair market value of assets must generate active business income in Canada. And for the prior 2 years, 50% of the fair market value of the assets must generate active business income in Canada as well. So for this test, what we did is we took the non-active assets, so the cash that was on hand, and the investments, which totaled 2.3 million approximately, 2.4 million. And then we took the total and we divided it by that, and it was 15%. So currently it is not a QSBC. However, in order to take advantage of the lifetime capital gains exemption, you would have to purify the organization in order to make it a QSBC. So one thing was there was a bunch of investments that were put into the organization for personal use. So what he could do is he could sell his investments and then take the cash dividends out, and this would purify so that it would be non-active assets would be less than 10%, or he could pay off some of the liabilities as well. So that is a potential opportunity. And then the great thing about this is the CDA balance. He could take advantage of that and get some tax-free dividends. And then through crystallization, he could realize the $800,000 by electing the value transfer at $800,000. So now we're going to go through corporate structure for Jessie. What we want to suggest is introducing a holding company. The great thing about this is it allows for tax deferral and it limits legal liability in that you can transfer dividends to the hold company and you won't be, it's protected. So another thing we would suggest in the near future would be add a trust that would have a corporate beneficiary. The great thing about this is it allows for intercompany dividends, which are tax-free, by going through the trust to the corporate beneficiary because the financial substance continues to be the same. And you would introduce the beneficiaries, which are the family, so the children, Jessie herself, her husband, and the corporate beneficiary. And the great thing about this is it also could be a way to save for some of the children's education in the future. So here are some of the benefits and negatives. So it allows for income splitting. Should Jessie decide she wants to sell the company in the near future, the lifetime capital gains exemption multiplier would be available, so you could save a huge amount upon a sale. There's limited liability, and as I mentioned, you can save for the children's education because they're beneficiaries. The negative is there's high legal and accounting fees associated with this option. So now I'll pass it to Alex. Anastasia.
I'm sorry. So, Jesse, now we're just going to go through some of your personal financial situation that we can look at. So we did notice you had portfolio investments, and you did have a loss that you were wondering what to do with, how to apply it to your tax situation. So for capital losses, you can carry them back 3 years and carry them forward 20 years. And essentially what you can do is you can use this to net against any capital gains that you have for the year. So we suggest that to use these in a year when you have high capital gains, just so that it can decrease your overall tax implication. As well as we will explain in the future, we believe that this should be used to be carried forward just because of the new 2016, introduced in 2016, the new tax implications regarding the highest income tax bracket. Since you are currently making around $240,000, you are already in that highest tax bracket. So just to be able to carry items forward that will reduce your income for that year, we believe will be really advantageous. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. The next thing we're going to hit on is the RESP. So you did mention that you have 3 children, university and education is extremely important to you. So one of the great benefits that the Government of Canada does provide is RESP. So essentially allows you to put in, to make contributions to this account, and the government will also make contributions, and this can be up to 17 years of age. When when cash is taken out to pay towards their education, the children will be taxed, they'll be taxed on their return. And this provides great advantages because either they will be at a much lower tax bracket because they will either be working part-time or not working at all, as opposed to being taxed at your bracket, which is at the highest rate currently. In addition, we did introduce the trust, or the potential for a trust. So this is another opportunity to finance their education in the future. So now I'll pass it on to Dan, who's going to continue with the compensation of your husband. So you're concerned with salary and dividends.
So yeah, one major thing that we noticed was the big is that you wanted to help bring your husband on part-time. And the big thing with this is it will allow for some income splitting. For salary, you can take advantage of RRSPs if he has salary, CPP, and EI, but for dividends, he has to be a shareholder, so you have to somehow get him involved, get him some shares. So the big thing for that is we're going to suggest putting him on some salary so he can save some RSPs. The next is future consideration. So as we know, there's a new government, and in the coming year, the highest bracket is going to be raised by 4%. So we want to deaccelerate expenses, any discretionary expenses. So for this year, don't take your RSP contribution and put them towards next year. Charitable donations, put them towards next year. Loss carry forwards, again, next year, because you're going to be saving 4% more. So now I'll pass it to Alex, who's going to take care of you.
Donc, on va regarder les petits points qu'on a soulevés par rapport à ce qui se passait dans votre entreprise, les questions que vous aviez. Donc, les frais de représentation, alors il y avait un proche 43 000 pour les frais de représentation. Vous nous demandiez pourquoi il y avait une déduction de 50%, c'est simplement une loi fiscale, il faut déduire les repas à 50%. Puis on a besoin de plus d'informations sur les dates parce qu'on n'était pas sûr quand est-ce que ça allait été engendré, ces coûts-là. Donc, on ne savait pas si ça pouvait être déduit cette année ou ça aurait dû être l'année passée. Pardon. Et puis, par la suite, les repas d'entreprise. Donc, vous avez 12 événements de repas d'entreprise, qui est le double de ce qui est permis par la loi. Alors, des repas d'entreprise, c'est lorsque tous les employés sont invités. C'est déductible à 100%, mais il y a une limite de 6. Donc, on doit réduire ça de moitié. Donc, les frais de scolarité. Alors, vous offrez l'opportunité à vos employés d'aller prendre des cours à l'université. Cependant, il n'y a pas de restriction par rapport à qu'est-ce qui se passe dans ces cours-là. Donc, il faut que ça soit, pour que ça soit sans un bénéfice imposable aux employés ou que ça soit 100% déductible pour vous, il faudrait que les cours soient en lien avec l'entreprise, donc que ça apporte quelque chose en bout de ligne à l'entreprise, pas seulement à l'employé sur le plan personnel. Donc, le SUV de la compagnie. Alors, c'est un bénéfice imposable pour l'employé. L'employé n'est peut-être pas au courant de la façon qu'on voyait ça, mais c'est un bénéfice imposable. Alors, il y a aussi une charge de réduction par rapport à la formule, parce que justement, l'employé n'utilise pas complètement pour les besoins personnels, mais il l'utilise pour les besoins personnels. Ça doit être bien documenté justement pour qu'on puisse évaluer la valeur de le bénéfice imposable pour l'employé. Et puis, déduction maximale de 30 000 $. Donc, vu que c'est un véhicule à 45 000 $, il faut qu'on puisse être capable de descendre ça aussi. C'est applicable pour la DPA. Donc, somme toute, il y a aussi un autre point qu'on a retiré. Le point, ça était considérant quelque chose que Dan voulait parler absolument. Donc, je vais lui laisser la parole.
Yeah. So one other thing we wanted to add was the potential for scientific research and experimental development investment tax credits. So what these are is the government is trying to create incentives to invest in scientific research. And because we're a manufacturing organization, there is a potential opportunity for this. It's potentially 100% deductible, these expenses, against tax, and then also you could get a refund if there's not enough taxable income. So, you know, it'd be something to consider in the future into looking into how we can invest in this and become eligible down the line. So now I'll pass to Alex, who will wrap up.
Donc, pour conclure, je vais revenir à notre mandat du début. Parce qu'on l'a vu au début, on l'a plus ou moins effleuré. Alors, avec les concepts qu'on a amenés, donc par exemple le gel successoral, on est capable de minimiser l'impact fiscal, non seulement pour vous, mais aussi pour votre employeur, donc M. McShane. Optimiser les lois de l'impôt et les flux monétaires. Donc, comment on a réussi à atteindre ce thème-là? Eh bien, vraisemblablement en évitant de prendre un prêt excessif ou en évitant justement d'acheter les actifs de la compagnie. On a réussi à un peu optimiser le flux monétaire de votre aspect. Et puis, les deux points principaux de notre mandat, donc l'achat, on l'a fait avec le gel successoral, et la planification future, on l'a fait avec les nombres de points qu'on vous a présentés à travers la présentation. Donc, par exemple, par rapport aux 4 % ou encore par rapport à l'automobile ou encore pour les employés au niveau des frais de scolarité. Donc, en conclusion, on a vu tous les points de notre agenda. On a vu la fiscalité de l'entreprise, on a vu la planification fiscale de JC. Donc, avec tout ça, on espère qu'on va être capable qu'on a été capable, je devrais dire, d'ouvrir une grande porte pour vous, pour votre futur, pour que vous soyez capable vraiment de voir à l'avant et de voir le futur de votre famille d'une façon claire. Alors, on vous remercie de votre écoute et on va prendre les questions.
Oui, je vais peut-être en anglais la question. Okay, so I was just trying to figure out why would I buy the business with a management code and afterwards I would plug in my trust on the management code. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see the advantage of it.
Right. So the big thing about the trust is it kind of allows for future sale of the organization. So I know you're buying now. It's always good to consider the long-term potential. So the biggest thing is it allows for a lifetime capital gains exemption multiplier. So your children, you can use your children as your husbands, and it's $800,000 per person. So in the future, plus yourself. So it could potentially, if depending on the value of the company, it could save you millions of $200,000 per person.
If I could add to that, we can also say that right now, we didn't introduce it right now because currently your financial situation, the legal fees and accounting fees in relationship to introducing a trust right now may not be advantageous, but we know that this company is highly profitable. Therefore, let's say in the next 5 years, potentially, it's going to become very interesting for you to introduce ultimately that trust.
I'll go in English.
I love the fact that you take the risk not to go with the loan and you choose the estate freeze. Do you freeze it all? You freeze all the voting share for privilege one, then you subscribe to the conversion? That's what you're doing? And in the beneficiary, if we can go back to the last étape, I don't know the word in English. And that's to the slide, you have one corporate one.
Do you want the whole
Which
plan?
one is it?
So we didn't get a chance to add it to the slide. It would sort of be like an additional corporation that would be the corporate beneficiary, and the trust would own the.
The first
Yeah,
structure?
that's true.
No, that's the structure.
Right, so there would be an additional corporation attached to the trust. It would be, the trust would own an additional corporation, but it's also a beneficiary. So you can do intercompany dividends from the gestion JDC to the corporate beneficiary, and this allows you to you can put it in there, you can make investments in there, and you can make a tax deferral because you can give yourself dividends over time. But it allows you to, in the future, purify the gestion JDC into a PFM should you decide to sell.
But does this ownership protect my LGCE?
If you have the gestion like that, no. But if you want to add after the trust another corporation just for investment purposes, it would potentially, under some purification strategy, would potentially allow you to have your lifetime capital gain exemption. Yes.
And just to add one point to that as well, I think the big thing important is with the holding company here, you would have to purify both the holding company and PFM in that situation in order to use your lifetime capital gains exemption. And you'd have to sell both as well.
Well thought.
Any others?
Yeah. Usually the fact that you think about it, that you want to pass from the old code to the trust to another corporation, usually what we're going to do in practice, PFM is going to be detained by the trust, then the old code is going to be detained too by the trust and in the beneficiary. And that way we put control voting share to the owner. They are attached.
Yeah, they are associated.
They are associated, and that way the dividend don't cost any money.
Right.
So
That's
I
ultimately.
love the idea. It was almost perfect from what I'm used to see in practice. So,
Right.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
So am I getting